Hi, welcome to Lisa Out Loud. Lisa here. Hey, I just wanted to get on here and sort of just tell you how I'm feeling today. I've been struggling, honestly. Every day I kind of struggle with this. I get up with the best intentions, and I'm like, okay, I'm gun ho. I got this list. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to, go at it, whatever it is, and then I fail. Like I flop, I feel like, and I don't follow through. And I get overwhelmed and I get tired quickly. And it's not that I don't do the minimums anymore. I I don't know how to explain it. I get overwhelmed and I get tired and then I give up. And I know that that's not normal. And I've been told that I need to give myself grace. But am I giving myself too much grace? Is the question. I mean, I need to hold myself accountable. But then when I go down the hold yourself accountable road, it turns into this, you know, uh, that, you're not worth anything, you're horrible, why are you doing this? You're just, and it's trauma. It's the trauma. And the more I learn about the trauma, the more I go, oh my God, I'm creating my own. This voice in my head keeps like hitting me on the head with the hammer. It's like it's like a cartoon, you finally feel like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then donk, it stops you in your tracks and puts you back. And I guess it's like what is the answer? So I'm doing I'm starting to learn more about it and to just create a space in which I can just do. Don't make the list, okay? Don't make the list. Just do it. If you know that you want to create some content today, just create the content. Don't put it on your list because sometimes just looking at that list is overwhelming. So don't do that. Um, anyway, maybe a little bit of background would be good. I left an abusive relationship that I had been in for 11 years. We had a long, ugly divorce. It was hard enough to leave this situation, but then when you have to go through it in the court system and your abuser is accusing you of all these just crazy things, and then your attorney comes in and goes, oh well, nope, we need to get a this and a that and a protective order for this and a protective order for that, and then it turns into an abusive relationship. But it's like this abusive quadrupod. I don't know if that's even the word, but it's like you're being abused through the system by your ex, then you're being abused by your a family law attorney because they see this as high conflict and they just see dollar signs, boom, 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 and then the judge has so much. I can't think of the word right now, but they're able to discretion. They have so much discretion in your case, and it's almost like the law doesn't really matter. It's not really on your side. If you go in there into the family court system and you have high conflict written all over you guys, you are just in for a wild ride of throwing your money at attorneys and having a miserable time. That's just the way it is. And I would love to see that changed. And I think the only way to change that is through educating family law attorneys. And also, I think that they should have to have some accountability, and judges as well, because you can't just go in there and go, well, I was in a bad mood that day, and I ordered this or that. I mean, this is long lasting effects on the litigants in family law. I mean, it could be custody, domestic violence, trauma. I mean, there is just so much more to it than meets the eye. And so I think that, the courts really do protect the judges. And I can see that as being necessary, but there's got to be some guardrails there too. You can't just go in there and, uh, have a bad day. I think that there needs to be guardrails. And I think there needs to be accountability for judges because they are impacting children's lives and families' lives for generations to come. I think that the laws need to be somewhat discretionary, but you also have to follow the law. You don't get to just pick and choose the laws that you want to pick and choose and enforce. That's not fair to anybody. That is a double caste system that just doesn't work, never worked in any history, So, and that's not what we're all about here anyway. So, um anyway, I went on a little rant, huh? But I I feel really strongly about this, and I really think that it's time for a change in the judicial system and with attorneys, too. Attorneys need to take some accountability, but you also have to take some responsibility for, uh, these are people, too. You should care. It's not just about the money. And anyway, I just think the court system and the attorneys, it's a racket, and it's a necessary racket. It is, but we need to put some guardrails on this because it's gotten out of hand. They've run amok in the system, and we need to make sure that we have qualified judges that are qualified in the field of their expertise that they practice law in for however many decades before they got into on the bench, and not put them on in a position where they could do more harm than good, if that makes sense. I'm so grateful to God, so grateful to God that, you know, maybe my inability to get that business off the ground while I was struggling with this, trying to deal with this trauma and the grief, I was just grieving my life. I was grieving the loss of my life, my partner, my stepkids, my home, my business. I'm not saying that that was all because I do have a beautiful daughter and a beautiful supportive family, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad. They are all amazing and supportive, and I'm so grateful for them. But that doesn't stop the grieving process. And my brain was still, and is still, trying to process this. So it's almost 4.5 years, and I'm still struggling with this. So, still grieving sometimes. I'm getting better, but I'm trying to rebuild my life. I'm 61 years old. I'm trying to rebuild my life. I'm trying to stop these stupid voices in my head saying that I'm no good, I'm not worthy, blah, blah, blah. The horrible stuff that you tell yourself. Like, just don't believe everything your thoughts tell you because they're just not true. I feel like it's just the devil trying to get a hold of you. It's not fair. But anyway, I just wanted to share this, and I know I rambled on and anyway, I'm trying to rebuild my life. And if you're trying to rebuild your life after leaving an abusive relationship, I'd love to hear from you. And if there's anything I could do to help, which from today's post probably sounds impossible, but I think that sharing our stories and our experiences are really important. And yeah, I'm trying to rebuild my life and find out, what's really important. What is it? Who am I? And I'm slowly starting to put those pieces together, that who's the real me? So, who's the real you? Leave a comment below or wherever my comments are. I don't know. And, and share this if it helps you or helps anybody or you think it might help anybody. I don't know. Like and subscribe. This is all stuff that I hear when I watch videos like this. So, thank you for listening. Have a great day.